Good morning, Moore Park High.
I'm Andrew Regan.
And I'm Kevin Gordon, and you're watching Musketeer Mornings. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Before we start our show today, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now, with the recent start of Hispanic Heritage Month, we also wanted to highlight Celia Cruz, a noteworthy artist who originated from Cuba.
Often called La Reina de la Salsa, Celia Cruz didn't start from the top right away.
Cruz attended Havana's National Conservatory of Music and made a name for herself in the 1960s.
Cruz later became a huge impact on music as a solo musician. She incorporated her Afro, Latino, and Cuban roots in her salsa music.
And she was one of the only women in the whole field of salsa music.
Wow. Cruz won 3 Grammys, 4 Latin Grammys, 23 gold records, and a National Medal of Arts. That's insane.
Sadly, Celia Cruz did pass away in 2003, but she still continues to live through her legacy. And now for our daily news.
The Wellness Center will be closed all day today. Please see your counselor if you need support or an administrator for emergencies. It will be back open on Tuesday. Please follow the Wellness Center Instagram to stay up to date at MHS Wellness Center.
Are you struggling with a certain subject and in need of a tutor? Stop by the College and Career Center to get a list of available tutors to help you with your classes.
The ASVAB test will take place on October 4th from 9:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. This is a free aptitude test to evaluate your academic and occupational success in the military. You do not have to be interested in the military to get useful results. Sign up is in the College and Career Center.
Again, we'd like students or teachers with Hispanic roots to show your pride in a 5-second video demonstrating your traditional attire or cuisine. You can DM your submissions to our Instagram at MHS Media Productions.
And that's it for daily news.
Now, let's go meet another one of our new APs on campus.
Say your name and spell it.
Okay, so my name is Sasha Endres, and it's spelled Z-A-S-H-A, and then Endres is E-N-D-R-E-S.
Have you worked at any other schools before? If so, what school and how long?
Yes, so I actually was at El Camino Real Charter High School in Woodland Hills for 12 years. I started there as a Spanish teacher and then was an assistant principal there for 2 years, and then now I'm here.
So what made you want to become an AP?
So I think for me, really what allowed me, or I use as my inspiration to become an AP, is that I wanted an opportunity to work with students in a different way, at a different level, but then also the opportunity to guide teachers when it came to instruction and curriculum.
What are some norms kids know for the new school year?
So I think as far as norms, I don't know if this will qualify as norms, but I would say a couple of reminders for this school year is that please remember that we don't hang out in the restrooms, and that please one student at a time when we're out of class, and make sure that you always have a pass, so then we don't have to stop you and ask you every time.
So what's the most challenging part of being an AP?
I actually think that one of the most challenging things about being an assistant principal is that connection with students. I loved being in the classroom, I loved teaching, and I loved making those connections with the students, getting to know them and their families. And I think once you become an AP, those connections are still there, but they're different. And sometimes they're not necessarily all positive. So I do miss having those interactions with students, and I try to make it a point to get to know them and talk to them, not necessarily when there's something wrong, but just every day say hello and continue to make those connections. So I think for me that has been one of the biggest adjustments.
Thank you for the interview, Ms. Endres.
Now for club news.
Media Crew will meet next Wednesday at lunchroom D8. Be there if you're running for office.
La Sociedad Honoraria Hispanica will hold their first club meeting today at lunch in M5 in Senora Conish's room. Stop by if you're interested in participating in celebrating Spanish culture and heritage. Most students are current or former students of Spanish, but anyone can attend.
FCA has a meeting today in the Ed Center at lunch. Learn about the club and get some free pizza. Faith Friends FCA.
I'll be there.
Yeah,
and that's all for club news.
We want to remind everyone again about our birthday announcements. Pay only $5 in the student store and bring the receipt to room D8 for confirmation, and get you or your friend's birthday announced live on air.
Seniors, we know college applications are stressful and intimidating, but here are a few tips to help you get through the process.
My name is Scott Davidson Jr. I went to UCLA and I study computational and systems biology, which is essentially a mix of biology and computer science, and then I minor in entrepreneurship, and I am from the class of 2023 at UCLA. Originally, I wanted to pursue an MD PhD pathway, and essentially that means becoming a doctor and then going into cancer research, and that is why I ended up pursuing a higher education. However, once I got in college, I switched paths a little bit. And even though I did switch my paths, I'm very grateful, and I would say that the biggest component of a college application is the essays, especially because most colleges now don't take or receive standardized tests. Making sure you stand on essays is critical, and I like to say you can do that in a variety of ways. And one way is by talking about what you're interested in and why you are pursuing a specific degree in college, to follow your passion and follow your interest. Being able to incorporate different aspects of why you are different from the other tens of thousands of people that are applying to college. And that could be relating to your hobbies, relating to some sort of sport you're involved in, but making sure you're letting colleges know what you're going to do with the education that you get, and also how you stand out from everybody else. I was really interested in pursuing cancer research. I got involved in that sort of research and immediately realized that it was not for me. So definitely recommend being in a hands-on environment where you can put what you're learning and what you're interested in into practice.
Now for sports news.
Football. JV is playing away at Oak Park at 4 o'clock. Early release is at 1:15 and the bus leaves at 1:45.
JV cheer, you have early release at 1:30 and your bus will leave at 2:30.
Football. Varsity is also playing away at Oak Park at 7 o'clock. There is no early release, but the bus does leave at 4:30.
And varsity cheer has no early release, but your bus will leave at 5:30.
Show up to the games to show your Musketeer pride.
Well, that wraps up our show for today. Be sure to follow us on social media at MHS Media Productions.
Thank you for watching. We'll see you guys on Tuesday. I'm Camden Gordon.
And I'm Andrew Regan.
And you're watching Musketeer Mornings.